All right, so get this. Millions of dollars in crypto donations are pouring in for Trump's new administration.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy. And we aren't talking about, like, pocket change here. This is serious money.
So who are we talking about? Like, who's donating?
Big names, big companies, like Circle Kraken, even Ripple. They're all in, dropping major donations in USDC and XRP.
Wow, that's a pretty big statement from the crypto world.
Absolutely. It's like they're saying, we believe in you, Mr. President.
It's not just donations, though.
Right.
There's this whole thing about a crypto advisory council.
Oh, yeah, that's a big one. It's shaping up to be like a 24-person dream team, CEOs, founders from all the top crypto companies.
Wow. So like a brain trust for all things crypto, advising the president directly?
Yeah, they'll have a direct line to the White House on policy regulation for digital assets. The whole 9 yards.
That's huge.
Yeah.
That could be seriously impactful.
No doubt. And it's interesting. A lot of these potential council members already have a connection with Trump.
Really?
Yeah, some have even met with him at Mar-a-Lago.
So it's not just about policy wonks. It's about people who are already in Trump's circle.
Yeah, it shows you how crypto is becoming more mainstream. It's not just tech geeks anymore. It's attracting serious players in finance and politics.
Okay, so we've got big money flowing in a high-powered advisory council. And there's one more thing, right? This inaugural crypto ball.
Ah, yes, the crypto ball. It's happening just 2 nights before the actual inauguration. And it's not cheap.
How much are we talking?
Tickets are going for $2,500 a pop.
Wow, that's a pretty exclusive party.
It is. And the sponsors are a who's who of the crypto world: Coinbase, Ondo, MetaMask, Galaxy Digital. They're all there.
Sounds like they're really trying to make a statement.
It's definitely a sign of the growing interest and investment in the space. It's like the crypto world is having its own inauguration party.
So big donations, a high-powered advisory council, and an exclusive crypto ball.
Yeah.
All happening as Trump gears up to potentially pass the U.S. Bitcoin Reserve Bill in his first 100 days.
Yeah, that's the big one. This bill could be a complete game changer for the crypto landscape.
Okay, hold on. Before we get into that, can you explain this whole Bitcoin Reserve idea a little more? What exactly does it mean for the U.S. to have a Bitcoin reserve?
Well, it basically means the U.S. government would hold a certain amount of Bitcoin as part of its national reserves. Similar to how they hold gold, or foreign currencies.
I see. So like they're putting their money where their mouth is, saying, hey, world, we think Bitcoin's a big deal.
Exactly. It would be huge, like a major signal that governments are starting to take digital assets seriously.
Okay, so what could that mean for the rest of the world?
Well, think about it. The U.S. has a lot of economic clout, right? So if they start holding Bitcoin, it could give it legitimacy on a global scale.
Oh, yeah. Like other countries might feel like they need to catch up.
Right. It could encourage wider adoption and even push other countries to develop their own digital currencies.
But let's be real here. Trump can be pretty unpredictable.
Right.
He's known for making bold moves, and the crypto market is already super volatile.
That's the million-dollar question, isn't it? Is this a brilliant move or a risky gamble? There are definitely two sides to this coin.
Okay, so let's break it down. What's the best case scenario?
Well, on the one hand, you could say that Trump's willingness to shake things up could actually be good for crypto.
How so?
It could accelerate innovation and bring it further into the mainstream.
So his support could actually make crypto more popular and accessible.
Exactly. It could attract more investors, lead to faster adoption, and who knows, maybe even pave the way for new technologies and applications.
Okay, I see that side. But what about the potential downsides? What are the risks here?
Well, on the other hand, some people are worried that Trump's involvement could lead to more scrutiny and regulation.
Which could stifle the industry's growth.
Right. There's also the concern that his policies might be driven by, personal gain rather than a genuine understanding of the technology.
So it's a bit of a gamble. It could go either way.
Exactly. And that brings us to another important question. What does all this mean for the average person, like someone who's just starting to learn about crypto?
Yeah. What does this mean for them?
Well, all this attention from the White House could actually be a good thing for everyday people. It could boost public awareness and understanding of cryptocurrencies.
Makes sense. More people might start thinking, hey, if the government's taking it seriously, maybe I should too.
Right. Increased interest can drive demand, which could lead to higher prices and more investment opportunities.
So potentially good news for people who are already invested.
Right.
I knew there was a but coming.
There are always risks with any investment, and crypto is still relatively new and very volatile.
Right. things can change quickly.
Exactly. There's always the risk of market fluctuations, sudden regulatory changes, and even security breaches.
Yeah.
So even with a president who seems to be embracing crypto, it's not all sunshine and rainbows.
It's important to remember that.
Absolutely. It's crucial to approach crypto with caution. Do your research and understand the risks. Don't just jump in because a politician is talking about it.
So it's all about being informed and making smart decisions, like with any investment.
Exactly. And this whole Trump crypto situation definitely adds another layer of complexity.
No doubt. So what's the bottom line here? What does this all mean for the future of crypto?
Well, this is a defining moment for the industry. We're seeing it shift from the fringes of finance to the center stage of global politics.
It's moving into the spotlight.
Exactly. And the decisions made in the next few months could have a ripple effect for years to come.
It's definitely a lot to process. We've got major players donating a crypto advisory council in the works, and this inaugural crypto ball happening right before the inauguration.
It's a lot. And don't forget about the big one, the U.S. Bitcoin Reserve Bill. It could change everything.
Right. That's what I wanted to dig into a bit more.
Yeah.
Can you give us a rundown of the key points? What are the arguments for and against it?
Sure. So the main idea is pretty straightforward. The U.S. government would buy and hold a certain amount of Bitcoin as part of its national reserves.
Like they do with gold.
Exactly. It's like saying, we believe in Bitcoin enough to make it part of our national treasury.
Interesting. So what are the potential benefits of doing that?
Well, proponents of the bill say it would protect the U.S. from inflation and currency devaluation, especially with more and more countries looking into their own digital currencies.
So it's a way of hedging against the uncertainty of the future of money.
Exactly. They also believe it would make the U.S. a leader in the digital asset space, attracting investment and innovation.
That makes sense. But I'm sure there are people who aren't so thrilled about this idea.
Oh, definitely. There are some strong voices against the bill.
What are their concerns?
Well, some people think Bitcoin is too volatile and risky to be a reliable reserve asset.
I could see that. It's got its ups and downs.
Exactly. They also worry that government involvement could mess with the market and create an uneven playing field.
So it's not a simple issue. There are valid arguments on both sides.
Absolutely. It's a complex situation with a lot of factors to consider.
So what does all of this mean for someone who's already invested in crypto or thinking about investing?
Well, this is definitely uncharted territory. We've never seen this level of political attention on crypto before.
It's like a whole new world.
Exactly. And it brings both opportunities and risks. On the one hand, government involvement could lead to clearer regulations and more mainstream acceptance, which could be good for the market.
But on the other hand?
It could also lead to stricter rules and maybe even government overreach.
So it's a double-edged sword.
Exactly. That's why it's so important for investors to stay informed and do their research. This is a rapidly evolving landscape.
You've got to keep your finger on the pulse.
Absolutely. Don't let the hype or the headlines dictate your investment decisions.
So the bottom line is be informed, be cautious, and make smart choices.
Precisely. This is a fascinating time for crypto, but it's important to approach it with a clear head.
Well said. So it sounds like we're at a crossroads. The world of crypto is colliding with the world of politics, and the outcome is uncertain.
It's a defining moment. The decisions made in the next few months could have a huge impact on the future of finance technology and maybe even global power dynamics.
It's a story that's just beginning to unfold, and we'll be watching closely to see what happens next.
It's going to be a wild ride, that's for sure.
Thanks for joining us today. It's been a fascinating conversation.
My pleasure.